What it do, what it do, what it do, who? It is I, Eden the Hero. Welcome. This is Humble Good Times. Thank you for tuning in. I'm back. It's been a bit of I needed a week break. Haven't been feeling my best lately. I've been really fatigued. My stomach's been messed up. I've been really trying to watch what I eat as far as I have Crohn's disease, so I'm not on my medicine right now. I haven't had my medicine since January 31st. And I was supposed to get it on the 14th of March. I'm like a month and 2 weeks behind, so that's about 6 weeks, which I would have been getting my next treatment after the last one I was supposed to have. And it has not been easy, I gotta be honest with you. I've been working on trying to get my medication. I see my doctor on the 10th of this month, and they wanted blood work before they can even get me enrolled into the program for the infusion that I gotta get every 6 weeks, which is how I get my medication. And it's been shitty. I mean, I've been keeping myself together. I still have pain medicine from my wrist that I've been able to use incrementally. I literally take a quarter of a piece of a painkiller because I need the relief in my stomach and the pain. And so yeah, my health has not been great. Hasn't been the worst. I've been still pushing myself to get out and work out, go to the gym. I haven't tried to do too much. I even cut back a little bit. I was going and lifting weights and doing my calisthenics, as I always say. But I'm like, let me just do one or the other to give myself a break, because it was a lot. And by the time I'm done, I'm tired. Should have more energy than that. But I think just considering the fact that I don't have my medicine after a workout, it's kind of common sense that I would be fatigued. That medicine really does a lot for me. It really gives me the pep in my step as far as energy. Helps me digest my food properly. Actually, helps me digest my food, period. And it overall just affects my whole being. Spiritually, it does not affect that, but as far as just my physical health, it makes it better. If I'm being honest, I've been cutting back on veggies. It's hard to eat veggies, cooked or not, and fruit, because it's fibrous. So that fibrous food trying to work through my stomach, my gut, and my digestive system, it's really harsh on my stomach, where then my stomach starts to bloat. So I just gotta be careful with what I eat, even the stuff that's supposed to be healthy for me. But yeah, hopefully they allow me to get the treatment. I actually been working with the infusion department for this program that allows me to get the medication for free. And I'm praying that my doctor just allows me to get it until I get some insurance. I've been in touch with Medicaid recently. We had it's called an interview, they say, an intake of some sort, where they gotta ask you a bunch of questions. And, I was hoping by the end of it, I would have got a yay or nay about whether or not I'm gonna be able to get Medicaid. But they said this shit takes from 28 days to possibly 6 months to possibly a year, because of how behind they are on all their applications. So I will probably end up with a job beforehand than getting that, is what I'm saying. Because ain't no way I got time to wait 6 months for some Medicaid. I'm not gonna sit out of work that long. So I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna just kind of like hound my doctor to try to just let me get my infusion. But I feel like it's all gonna work out. Since they got the ball rolling with the free medicine program. What else? So last week was Resurrection Day. Happy Resurrection Day to the believers. Jesus Christ died for our sins, rose 3 days from the dead, and has lived on. I was not feeling well. I actually went to church for like 30 minutes thinking that service was at the regular time. They did not say in the service in the previous week that there was going to be 2 services. So I'm coming in when the first service is ending, not realizing. I'm like, why are these cars leaving and people are walking the opposite way? I'm like, have 2 services or something? So yeah, I ended up going around 10 o'clock and people were just kind of like standing around talking in the main room where they do this praising and worship. There were people like refilling the seats of what they had to put out. I'm just sitting there like, I really don't want to sit here and wait for the next service if this is going to be longer than what I'm waiting right now. So I ended up leaving, but I had it in my mind that I was going to go back, and I ended up getting the worst, like, I had really bad stomach pain, which had me in the bathroom. And with Crohn's, that tends to happen because of just how dependent on what you eat and how uncontrollable it is to like process in your stomach. Yeah, I had to stay home. I'm like, yeah, there ain't no way I'm going to be going to a service and then having to get up, keep getting up. Nah. So I just stayed home where my bathroom is right very close. And I didn't even want to, honestly, and then I had anxiety. It was just so overwhelming. All the people there, a lot more people than usual. And it's sometimes awkward for me. I like going when service kind of already started, just sneak in, get my fill of God in, and then just dip afterwards. But I honestly wasn't feeling well. After I got back, I had coffee, and I'm realizing too much coffee is my culprit for these stomach. They're not flare-ups. I'm not flaring up, but it's just too much coffee will put me in that bathroom. I don't want to be gross on here or anything, but yeah, it was too much coffee, and I learned my lesson. And it happened again today, to be honest with you. I didn't even go to service today. I watched it on TV, and then I ended up going to what's called a growth track that they been having for new members or people that are considering to become a member. And I ended up going to the 3rd one, which is the last one, and I joined a team to serve at the church, and it's gonna be pretty cool. It's I'll be helping out with like the online service. So I'll be like what do they call, moderator or a host in the online service where people watch. I was like, I want to do kind of like bare minimum type stuff, only because I really gotta warm up to get to a point of wanting to be around a lot of people where it's like being super sunny and shiny. Like, I'm struggling with that. I struggle with that with people. And today's growth track was talking about leadership and how leaders are really servers, and how to love people. You gotta, in order to lead people, you gotta love people. And I think there's a big part of me that loves people, but then you're met with who they are or what they're showing you and their behaviors, and it from there it's like yay or nay for me, where I just like I really fuck with this person or I don't fuck with this person. But I really am trying to get around all of that and just treat people how I want to be treated, instead of like matching them and mirroring them, because that's just a natural Gemini thing. We match energy. We are your mirror for how you are. But for someone that wants to get back into leadership, it hit home for me to understand, like, I've really got to take out my feelings of, if I want to lead people and influence people in a healthy and good way, that I gotta treat them how I want to be treated. And just, if they're however they feel has nothing to do with me, unless I purposely did something to offend them. I'm okay with apologizing if I offend people. But if they're just having a bad day and they, that's what I'm met with, the remnants of their day and their behavior, then I gotta be self-aware that I didn't do nothing to this person, and it's okay that they feel that way, instead of me trying to match their energy when they did nothing. I did nothing to them, they did nothing to really me. It's just how they feel. So that hit home for me. And I'm glad that it, like, the whole growth track 3 weeks that I went, all of them hit home for something that I've been thinking about wanting to do, or what I've been considering. Because I've been out here job hunting, and this job market is the absolute worst. I'm just saying. This job market feels like online dating, straight up. The way these jobs ghost you, or if you don't even know if these jobs are real. And this whole thing with these Atlanta missing people from Indeed. There's an Indeed job post that has been luring people to warehouses or some shit, or very just seedy places. And I'm just trying to understand, like, why in the world? Why are they using Indeed? Why are they even doing this shit? It's just awful. And that's just one part of it. The other part of dealing with all the job searching is you may get an interview, and this is what my experience has been. I recently had an interview in the last 2 weeks. So I'll say the week prior, I had a phone interview with someone, and it was for like an inventory position, and the pay was not great. I really was just trying to see what my negotiation could be with these jobs, if there's room for negotiation or not. But the guy was like really confused as to why I applied, and I expressed to him, I'm like, there are three major things that I want in a job right now, and if the pay's not all there, the pay wasn't really even the top of the three major things, but top five for sure. And in those three things was location, job growth, career growth, and location. So I'm talking to him, and he's like, I'm telling him, okay, if the pay's not there, I'm not going to get what I really want. What does your career path look like for this position? And this guy could not give me a clear picture of what the career path be. So he was talking about like how they've been growing steady for the last 6 years. Mind you, this place has been in business for like almost 30 years. And I'm like, the last 6 years you've just been growing. They recently had a acquisition of this one or two companies, one in Florida and another one somewhere between the north and the south. I'm not sure exactly. And I'm just like, oh, that's not really giving me an answer, because I want something that's structured into, if this is my position, what's the next step? He wasn't giving me that. All he kept saying is, well, if you prove yourself and you show up, you do what you're supposed to do, and you really prove yourself, there's a chance for you to grow. And he was there for like 20 something years, and I'm like, that's not really answering my question. So I'm just gonna pass on this, because it's definitely not anywhere near what I'm looking for. But I was just trying to be open to see if I can get a call back, what's all comes with this and all that. I mean, benefits would be good if I got paid more, but when you're paying out of your check benefits and then you get taxed on top of that, you're still gonna end up with less. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep looking. So I ended up getting a phone interview for another company. This company sounded amazing. They're close by, pays good, really good, and they actually have structured career paths. And the interview went good. She answered all my questions, and it was hitting all the things that I was looking for. 2 days later, I get an email. They don't want to continue further. I at least got an answer from them. So, but it just sucks because it was such a good interview. Like, it felt good. And that's something I had to realize. Like, no matter how good an interview goes, no matter how good it feels, no matter how you feel like you did your best, you never know what they're really thinking. And so I was like, okay, I didn't get that. I was not happy about that. And I feel like, depression has hit me a little bit. And that's another thing with Crohn's disease, with not having my medicine. It could lead to depression because I'm not getting proper nutrition. I'm not feeling well. The fatigue just comes over me, and I'm just like, I felt like I'm lagging. And then, yes. And then just with this whole finding a job thing, it's just really, you really gotta like tap into faith, because without my faith right now, I probably would be worse off. But luckily, I was talking to my friend about it, and I was telling her how this one job that I've been wanting to I tried. It's weird. I'm like, the last 6 years you've just been. So this one job is a job that I had years ago. I had gotten an email from them after I applied, of course. I reapplied for them, and I got an email saying that they want to do a phone interview. Cool. Friday, I got the email. I tried to schedule it for that Monday. I couldn't get this scheduled because there was like an error, some type of error I kept getting trying to schedule. So I tried all weekend. I sent the email to the recruiter. I didn't hear back from them when it came Monday. Monday, I'm trying to retry to schedule the interview for later that day or the next day. Still ain't working. So I did a screenshot and I sent a second email to the recruiter, letting her know, like, hey, I'm trying to I'm trying to schedule this time and day is available, but it's telling me it's not available. So I sent a screenshot of the error and everything. She responded. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I can reach out to you tomorrow. What time will you be available? I said, awesome. I appreciate you reaching back out. I was like, I'll be available at 10 a.m. if it's still available. No confirmation email after that. I didn't hear nothing all week. The next week rolls around. I tell my friend, I'm like, I still haven't heard from this place, and I'm like, I just don't understand. Like, what should I do? I was like, should I reach out? Should I? I don't want to force it if it's not meant for me. So she was like, you don't want to force it. You don't want to keep following up, but you do want to just say thank you for a thank you email for considering your application or whatever. And she's like, and then the next time they might have the position open, they'll reach out to you and pull your application. I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. So I did that on Thursday. Send a thank you, just like, thank you for considering me. Blah, 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 blah. I get an email the next day. I think I sent it on Wednesday, and then I got the email Thursday from them to do it. They sent me another invite for a phone interview. After that, I was able to actually schedule my phone interview. So thankfully, that time it worked, and thankfully my friend gave me that advice to just, try it, to at least just say thank you for considering. And now I have an interview tomorrow, which I'm super excited about because this company I know very well. I've been with them for almost 4 years when I did work there. I started in Pennsylvania, transferred down to Atlanta, and it's been a great learning platform. Like, the amount of stuff that I was able to learn about supply chain and logistics through that company, and all the support that I got since the beginning I started with them, has really just propelled myself into wanting a career in supply chain and logistics. And so I can't get too far ahead of myself because I did tell you guys before about how I applied to that job. I had an interview for the last place I was going to transfer to, and they did not ever call me back. So I'm definitely not getting ahead of myself. I'm excited for the opportunity. My goal from the phone interview was to just get an in-person interview. I'm like, I just want to be able to get to an in-person interview. From there, I know how well I'll perform at this interview because I've been there a few times where I interviewed with them, and this is a different location that's actually way out. Like, it definitely doesn't check all my 3 majors, but the opportunities with this company is endless, and the type of career that I want to go into is supply chain logistics management and project management. So I've been studying I finished my project management course on Allison.com, and let me tell y'all, if you want skills for free, if you want to pick up some skills, if you want to learn something that at your job that can possibly get you to like into another position, Allison.com is that shit. Allison.com is a platform with thousands, hundreds of thousands of courses in like every industry. I'm learning right now. I have a SAP ERP course that I started a long time ago that I'm finishing up. I'm almost done with that one now. And it basically exposed me to how SAP works. There's a lot of jobs in supply chain that uses SAP, in manufacturing, all that stuff. And I actually learned the use of something that's similar to that in my last job. So when I'm like going through this course, I'm like, oh, I'm familiar with a lot of this because I've used this style of warehouse management systems. So if you're like looking to up your skills, learn new things, like with project management, I want to get my certification. I got a diploma from Allison, but you got to pay for, like, once you complete a course that's either a certificate or a diploma, you're going to end up having to pay for that part. And my diploma for a digital one is $105, it said, and then the diploma itself is $173. Now, yes, it's a little pricey, but learning is free. Learning is free. You don't even have to buy that stuff. You can learn it. And what I did was, they even give you like a picture of what your diploma looks like after you finish. I saved that motherfucker and I posted it on my LinkedIn, and I put in the description, the diploma is the certificate is a copy. Like, I just wanted them to understand, like, I passed this course, but I did not pay for the diploma yet. And I think I'm going to still get it. I'm just waiting for like them to have one of their deals that they usually have. But it's such an awesome platform where LinkedIn Learning, you can get it free through the library, which is what I've been using now. I did have a free trial of LinkedIn Learning under my LinkedIn account, and then it like renewed on me before I got a chance to cancel it. So I had it for 2 months, and I did a lot of training on there, and I posted all my completions on my LinkedIn. And then with the library account, it doesn't have your name on it, but it does show that you completed it, so you can claim it still. It just doesn't have your name on it. There's a lot of free. There's edX that has free training on there as well. There's like no excuse at this point. If you're unemployed, looking for work, you have this all exposed to you, and it's free. You got time on your hands, it's free. I've been getting books from the library to study. I did the supply chain one, which I'm done with that one. I'm finished with my spiritual book. I got done with those about a week or two ago. And then I just took out this book from the library for project management for dummies, and it's 7 books in one. I was able to find the newest copy of the PMBOK. That's the Project Management Book of Knowledge. I found a free version online that I was able to download to my phone. Like, there's so much out there for you to learn. And it took me a while to get there, I would say, because I was starting to use it, but then I kind of got caught up in some other stuff, my creative endeavors. But I'm almost done with my script. So close, so close. I have until my birthday to finish it, but I'm so close to finishing my script. But right now, I need a job. I need the stability. I need to get my insurance, all my benefits back. Y'all pray for me. Pray for me that I get this job. I really just am looking at my future right now, where I want to find a company that I can work for the next 5 years. I have never lasted 5 years at a company. I've committed myself to being single for 5 years, and I feel like I don't have much to show for it. But this adversity has not been easy, but I feel like this all needed to happen for me to get here, to really look at my life and have a plan or have a vision and to follow it out. I've always had these like more selfish visions and goals, but it always felt like I would come up empty because they're just so big and I'm not doing anything to help myself get there. I felt like one of the goals that I had back in, I think it was 2021, I typed up these prayers to God about, I want to be able to make $10,000 a month. I wanted to be a millionaire by my 39th birthday. I wanted to, it's just all this shit that just was all material thing. And God really got me. He got my attention. And I'm understanding more so now of how much I needed to surrender as far as like things, money, having a high paying job that you don't like is not a win. It's not, because how much longer are you gonna be able to sit in that, knowing that you don't like it there, knowing that you just can't see yourself here for very long. I just never want to be in that position again. And so I'm looking at the position that I'm interviewing for tomorrow was my favorite position that I've ever held. And there's a lot of places I can go with that position in the company. And so the good thing about it is it like allows me to have my own, I have some authority in that. And it's a lead position. But I'm looking to get into project management and supply chain, but I want to learn more about the business side of the business and not just the operational side. So my goal going into this position, if God blesses me with it, is to get that side of the business and understanding and learning, because I've learned all the operational part. Now I want to move into the leadership part, but the more of the leadership that's business, not so much behavioral, operational. I don't necessarily want to be a warehouse manager or supervisor. Maybe the manager, but not the supervisor. The supervisor's got to deal with the behaviors of people, holding them accountable, keeping up with their attendance, all that stuff. I don't want that part. I want the part above the leaders, the supervisors. I want to deal with leaders in my leadership positions. I'm not the best when it comes to people that have no desire to move up, but I still have a highly respect them now. Totally understand their purpose as why they want to just come in and do what they're doing. And I said this in my last video. My mind has evolved from like why to thank you for doing your job and just doing what you came here to do, that you're supposed to be doing. I do have a goal though for my next, like whatever leadership position I end up in next, and I want to be able to help someone get to the next step of whatever they're trying to do in the business. I want to help someone actually be promoted. And I tried doing that the last time when I was a wave planner in the company I'm interviewing with. There was like 2 people that I wanted to help, but they weren't interested, and it just kind of sucked because they would have done great in that role. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But this has been a humble good time. I'm Eden the Hero. Peace.